USL Nation welcomes you to Titan Stadium for today's match between the Los Angeles Blues and the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. I'm your host, Mark Serban. It's a pleasure to be with you as the LA Blues come into this match at 4-3 off the back of a 4-0 hammering over the Wilmington Hammerheads last week. Of course, had a bit of an advantage as they were up to 11-10 men with just 18 seconds gone after Paul Nicholson was sent off. Chase Pitts took advantage, scoring in the 5th minute, and the rout was on from there. For the Pittsburgh Riverhounds, it's been a different story to start this game. They are finishing a 7-game stretch with 6 of them on the road here this afternoon, and they come in with a record of 0-4-2. But the good news is they did pick up their first point since opening day against the Richmond Kickers, 0-0 tie with their 1-1 draw versus the Phoenix FC Wolves, where they did a great job to come back and score a 79th minute goal to tie that match at 1. Well, we're going through the player introductions. They're about to walk on the field, so let's start down to field level here at Titan Stadium. And then after that, it's all the action right here on USL Nation, courtesy of Liquid Events TV.
And now introducing the starting lineup for your Los Angeles Blues. Number 1, goalkeeper, Carl Wazinski. Number 2, defender, Charles Petty. Number 6, defender, Corey Miller. Number 15, defender, Adrian Dubois. Number 27, defender, Shay. Number 4, midfielder, Nilson Pizarro. Number 7, midfielder and captain, Alan Russell. Number 17, midfielder, Rodrigo Lopez. Number 20, forward, Gabriel Gonzalez. Number 9, forward, Luis Cortez. Forward, Juan Perez. Head coach of your LA Blues is Jesus Chico Sate. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please stand and remove your hats as we honor America. They're playing the national anthem. USL Pro and the Los Angeles Blues promote good sportsmanship by athletes, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation by supporting the athletes and officials in a positive manner. Profanity, racist comments, or other intimidating actions directed at officials, athletes, coaches, team representatives, or other fans will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal from this competition. Please refrain from throwing objects on the playing field, blowing whistles,
So getting all set for the first half kickoff here at Titan Stadium. This is the first trip that the Pittsburgh Riverhounds have made out to LA, but over in Pittsburgh, pretty much the LA Blues have owned them over the last 2 seasons. Victories last year by scores of 3-0 and 2-0 for the LA Blues on the road, and then back in 2011, it was another 3-0 win as well. And the LA Blues hoping to continue their hot streak here at Titan Stadium, where they are 3-0 this season with 7 goals for and 0 conceded, all 3 clean sheets for the LA Blues coming right here at Titan Stadium. They're 3-1 at home, losing their other home match over at Sherbeck Field at Fullerton College, 1-0 to VSI Tampa Bay. And other than that, they are 1-2 on the road. And this is their last game here on the road, or here at home rather, before they go on the road. Well, it's kind of a faux road game as they are playing over in Carson, just about 30 minutes away. On Tuesday night, the LA Blues will face off against the LA Galaxy Reserves in a match that will count in both standings in both the MLS Reserve League and the USL Pro. For the Pittsburgh Riverhounds, after this match, they will be home at the beautiful new Highmark Stadium for a 7-game homestand starting against Phoenix next Thursday. But right now, it's all about the LA Blues versus the Pittsburgh Riverhounds here at Titan Stadium. We want to wish a very warm welcome to the Steel Army as well as everybody tuning in from Pittsburgh, as the Pittsburgh Riverhounds will be kicking off in their all-yellow away kits, attacking from left to right across your screen. The LA Blues in their all-blue home kits, attacking from right to left. And standing over the ball is Darren Omo, the 24-year-old playing in his 7th game this season. His 2nd year out of Liberty, was drafted last year by the Columbus Crew but never signed before coming over to the Pittsburgh Riverhound. Jason Cutney also getting his first start of the season. He's out on this near flank as the Pittsburgh Riverhounds will come out in a 4-4-2 formation. They like to get their outside backs forward, so when they go up, it'll morph into more of a bit of a 3-5-2 as one of the outside wingbacks will go up and the other one will shift in the center to create a 3-man defense. Happy Cinco de Mayo to everybody as we get this match underway. It's the 0-4-2 Pittsburgh Riverhounds playing against the Los Angeles Blues, who are 4-3, second in the table behind Orlando City, but the chasing pack behind them in terms of the Harrisburg City Islanders and the Charleston Battery do have 2 games in hand over the LA Blues, but another 3 points here today could solidify their spot around the top of the USL Pro table. But right now they have to be careful as on the attack is Angulo. Try to slide it in, but Amo not making the run. Poked forward, looking for Cortez. Cleared away by Flunder. Angulo playing it through, but a good job by the LA Blues backline to step up in unison, and Amo is offside. And that 1-1 draw with Phoenix. Pittsburgh were offside 5 times. Already offside already once here today. The LA Blues very disciplined with their runs up top. No offside calls in their 4-0 win over the Wilmington Hammerheads last weekend. As Alan Russell wins the ball in midfield and Shea Spitz will play it back to Corey Miller. 24-year-old has really become a leader in that back line, Corey Miller. Forward for Gabriel Gonzalez. Has it poked away from him by Mike Seaman. And Flunder will play it across. Back to Hunter Gilstrap, the 2010 goalkeeper of the year in the old USL 2. Flunder. Pressure coming from Gonzalez. And he does well to win it. Can Cortez engineer a counterattack? Only 2 players coming forward with him. Gets it out wide to Gonzalez. No score inside the first 2 minutes here at Titan Stadium. As Dubois is going to think about turning it back to his keeper, but instead we'll get it out to Corey Miller. Blues coming into this game with the 2nd best offense in the USL Pro. 14 goals in their first 7 matches. And they've had 10 different players scoring those 14 goals. So if you're the Riverhounds, you never know where the offense is going to come from. In fact, the Blues' leading scorer, George Davis IV, is on the bench to start this game as he tweaked a hamstring in training this week, but was able to make the 18-man roster for this afternoon. Spitz tries to get inside to Russell. Taken away by Vincent. Sprayed out wide by the Colombian Angulo. That's a good ball inside, just beyond Vincent. And Russell able to get ahead on it, and Dubois can't save it. It's going to be the first corner kick of the game for the Pittsburgh Riverhounds in the 3rd minute. Costanzo thought about coming short for it, but instead he's going to go back. 6 players camped out around the box, but instead it comes short to Vincent. Plays it into the box, and Russell will send clear. Check that, Dubois, as Flunder will get it back to Gilstrap. Still no score here in the 4th minute at Titan Stadium. As Gilstrap's long ball looking for it for Mo. Good job by the Ghanaian to win the header. And cleared away before that ball could get to Angelo. Cortez. Roro Lopez. A good ball down the wing. And this will go out for a goal kick for the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. So Gilstrap taking his time. Shea Splitz playing at left back this afternoon. Started the last game up top and scored his first goal in his 2 seasons with the LA Blues. It was the game-winning goal in the 5th minute against the Wilmington Hammerheads off an assist from James Turner, who's on the bench today. As Charles Petty's getting the start over him. That's a strong sliding challenge from Corey Miller. Pizarro. Gonzalez waits for Spitz on the overlap. Russell. And the Blues content to keep possession in the 5th minute. Good high pressure from the Pittsburgh Riverhounds, forcing the ball all the way back to Wozinski. Sent clear by Flunder. Miller off the chest to Russell. The ball to nowhere as the Blues haven't found their radar just yet in the 6th minute. Unable to connect passes so far. Also haven't seen the same kind of high press that you normally see from the LA Blues. Wingbacks have been much more conservative inside these first 6 minutes than we're used to seeing, especially early on in the game. Pizarro. Knee control from Cortez, but the ball cut out by Cutney. Good strength from Amo. Amo coming in, not sure what he was trying to do there. Hit off the hand of Gonzalez. But the referee says it was more of a case of ball to hand rather than hand to ball, so play goes on. As Costanzo looks for some action down the far side. Costanzo with the quick throw-in. Dubois chasing. Good pressure from the Riverhounds in the corner, but the Blues able to get clear. Hint of a push from Andrew Marshall, but referee Adrian Gonzalez waves play on. Seaman. Cutney. 31-year-old trying to clip it in for Angelo. Russell. Good win from Angelo. Cut right back out from Russell as neither team really able to string any passes together. Neatly brought down by Cortez. Pizarro flicks it out wide. Lopez leads the USL in assists with 4 this season. As this ball played through, but Gonzalez not making the diagonal run. It will go all the way through to Gilstrap. Quick distribution out to Cutney. And Cutney looking for options. And gets the overlap from Seaman. Flunder. Andrew Marshall. Joined this season from the Harrisburg City Islanders, the player that stole the point for the Pittsburgh Riverhounds in that 1-1 draw versus Phoenix. Scoring in the 79th minute off a feed from Angelo. Amu chasing. Wozinski has to do some work to keep it in. Calmness personified from the goalkeeper as he played it right back, but then cleared out of bounds. That's another thrown for Seaman. Spitz. Lopez with space to run. Nobody stepping up to Lopez. Thought about it. Instead gets it out wide. Juan Perez Bernal looking for his second goal. Was trying to pick out the far corner, but in the end floated it well over Juan Perez Bernal. 27-year-old who's played in the top leagues in both Mexico and Hungary. Was injured in the first game right before halftime on a challenge from Phoenix's Anthony Obadai. Hurt his ankle real bad. Obadai was shown a red card, but Bernal was out for 3 games. And then in the 2 games in Florida against Orlando City and Tampa Bay, he came in for the final 15 minutes, did the same thing against the Wilmington Hammerheads, and scored his first goal with an 84th minute strike. And it's good to see that his rehabilitation is almost complete as he's in the starting lineup today. We'll see if he can go all 90 minutes. Gonzalez, long shot. Easy for Gilstrap in the end, and we're still scoreless in the 10th minute here at Titan Stadium. Gilstrap taking all 6 seconds, wants his Riverhound side to get up the field. Launches it into the opposing half. Corey Miller, always so strong in the air. Costanzo. Angelo was coming back from an offside position. Wozinski was waiting to see if that one was going to drift into the box, but instead he has to get it out to Dubois. Ooh, and a bad giveaway from Dubois, but Russell's there to clean up the danger. Then just cleared to safeties. It's been a bit sloppy from the LA Blues in the last few minutes. Russell. Wozinski hasn't had much to do in terms of saves, but has seen the ball come to his feet quite a bit inside these first 12 minutes. As Costanzo heads it forward. Amo trying to flick it on for Angelo. Good skill from Gonzalez to bring it down. Lopez joins him. Kichi wants to get in on the act. It was a good idea, but the run was coming in just a bit too slow from Kichi. Lopez had to hold that ball for another split second to let Kichi get into that channel before playing it through. And in the end, it goes all the way to Hunter Gilstrap, who will take his time once again. Gilstrap looking for Cutney just over his head. Spitz. Good header from Sterling Flunder. Sprayed out wide for Pettis. The rookie out of University of Kentucky continues his run. And this is better from the LA Blues. Spitz looking to join the party. Quick exchange with Lopez. Lovely move from Spitz. Inside for Gonzalez. Gonzalez trying to get to the byline. Not sure what he was trying to do there. Maybe perhaps tried to get that on the outside of his foot and flick it across for Chris Cortez or Kichi, making the run in the middle and the back post, but in the end, unable to wrap his foot around it. It will be a goal kick for Hunter Gilstrap and the Pittsburgh Riverhounds in the 13th minute. Gilstrap coming into today with 17 saves on 43 shots faced. has conceded 7 goals in his first 5 games. So Riverhounds defense has given up 9 goals in their first 6 games, just 1 clean sheet, that in the 0-0 draw on the opening day versus Richmond. Last year, the second worst defense in the USL Pro with 39 goals against. Only Antigua Barracuda conceded more with 50 goals given up. Lovely floated ball from Lopez. Pettis venturing into the attack. Flicked inside looking for Cortez, but Marshall's there first. It'll be a throw in deep in enemy territory for the LA Blues. Cortez. Nifty little flick back to Pettis. 23-year-old getting his first start for the LA Blues. As Gonzalez did well to keep that in, try to play back in the center. Cleared out only as far as Corey Miller. Russell turning into space. Nelson Pizarro. The Pittsburgh Riverhounds doing such a good job to stay compact. Talked to head coach Justin Evans before the game this morning, and he said that one of the biggest things that he's been focusing on was keeping his defense compact. As this ball coming in well over Bernal, and it will go out for a goal kick. But getting back to it, he said that he wants his side to be so compact that there's 35 yards between the defenders and the forwards. They want to make teams play around the outside of them. They're doing a very good job today of not allowing the LA Blues to run right at the heart of their defense. He said so many of the goals that Pittsburgh have conceded this season have been because players have been out of position defensively or not getting to their spots quick enough, and that's where they've been caught. But so far, they look pretty good here. So once again, Wozinski finds the ball at his feet. Gonzalez with time to turn. Little touch off from Pizarro. Pettis getting forward. Shea Spitz is well up on this near side as well. And Cutney called for that little grab. Didn't seem to be too much in it for me. But the LA Blues get the benefit of the referee's whistle. Otherwise, Cutney would have been off in space. Lopez trying to escape the pressure of Angulo. Gonzalez. Good ball through looking for Bernal, but just a bit overcooked. It'll go out of bounds for a goal kick for Hunter Gilstrap. Gilstrap will once again take his time in the 17th minute. So we're still scoreless here at Titan Stadium between the LA Blues and the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. Mark Serba with you here. Hope you're enjoying our coverage on USL Nation, provided by Liquid Event TV. So Riverhounds looking for their first win of the season. Only 1 win on the road last year as they went 1-9-2 away from home. Haven't fared much better so far this year as they are 0-3-2 on the road. And so far they've done a good job of not allowing the LA Blues to settle into a rhythm. Gonzalez able to fight off the attention of Seaman, but Seaman recovers well. Seaman trying to head it forward for Cutney, was facing the wrong way. Gonzalez. Spitz wants it back. I think Gonzalez wanted to play through in the channel, but Spitz didn't continue his run. But Lopez will spray it out to the far side. Pettis now. Pettis on the overlap. Bernal. Pizarro. Russell flights it into the box, cleared away. Otherwise, Rodrigo Lopez was lurking. Ooh, and both players going in studs up there. That was dangerous. Russell. Looking for Cortez just over the head of the former Chivas USA man. There will be another goal kick for Hunter Gilstrap in the 18th minute. After this, the Pittsburgh Riverhounds will head home for a 7-game road stand starting against Phoenix on Thursday back at Highmark Stadium. New venue, part of a $13 million sports complex, was given a 2-star rating by FIFA, one of only 6 stadiums in the U.S. to be given the highest rating from the International Federation. And the LA Blues will be making that visit to Highmark Stadium as these two teams will meet again in July 6th. For the Blues, that will mark a stretch of 2 games in 3 days as they have a home game on July 4th right here at Titan Stadium. Riverhounds know something about playing 2 games in very quick succession as they've already played games on the 26th and the 27th of April against Charlotte and Charleston. And then they had this game on Friday night versus Phoenix before Sunday's game right here against the LA Blues. And for the Blues, they're also playing 2 games in 3 days as they have this game against the Riverhounds and then facing off against the LA Galaxy Reserves on Tuesday night down in Carson at the Home Depot Center. And that game will be broadcasted as well. It's the second corner kick of the game for the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. Floated in, doesn't beat the first defender, but comes to the top of the box, chopped back in. Costanzo wants to have a hit. Right into a mass of blue jerseys, and it will come out for a throw-in just in front of Justin Evans. Seaman to take the throw-in. Amo. Gonzalez. Good interpassing in tight spaces from the LA Blues, but Pittsburgh refusing to open up. Lopez unable to escape the tension of Marshall, but it'll be a throw-in for LA. Good ball played in right off the throw-in, but Marshall able to recover just in time. Shea Spitz. Miller with the long searching ball to Pettis on the far side. And the rookie unable to keep it in, so it'll be a throw-in for the Riverhounds right at midfield. Cutney. 31-year-old, part owner of the team and also the director of youth development. It's it inside. Good positioning from Pettis, not allow that ball into the channel. Lopez. Lopez playing a bit further forward. Usually him and Russell are closer and they look to combine. Haven't seen much of it today as Gonzalez goes to ground, but he doesn't get the whistle. And Cutney with the quick throw-in. Lovely takeover from Seaman. Beautiful flighted ball to the far side. Angelo. Top for Vincent. Good shot. Wozinski could only punch clear. Good reactions from the goalkeepers right at him, but the way it was knuckling, Wozinski with the right idea to punch it away. And nobody making the run into the box for Pittsburgh. Otherwise, that could have been 1-0. Justin Evans cannot be happy that nobody was crashing that, as it was a very good ball played in across the face of the 6, and Cortez working about 1-on-4 right now. Good hold-up play by Cortez to wait for more blue jerseys to join in on the attack. Now more men are forward for the Blues. Good run from Spitz, played just in front of him from Gonzalez. The ideas are there for the Blues, but they're just not connecting at the moment. Costanzo in his second season with the club after joining from the Rochester Rhinos. Inside for Vincent. Cutney. Seaman on the overlap. Allows Cutney to cut inside. It's a good ball floated in, but Dubois there. as the Blues have been so dominant in the air this season. Seaman working one-on-one against Spitz. Good work from the former Seattle Sounder to keep that ball for Pittsburgh. Nil-nil in the 24th minute between the LA Blues and the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. It's been a very cagey affair, a tense midfield battle. Both teams very compact, as there's really been no chances worth mentioning yet. Pittsburgh looking for their first win of the season, while the Blues looking to improve to 5-3 on the season and 4-0 here at Titan Stadium, where they have 7 goals and have yet to concede. Russell gets in the block as Flunder played that with a bit too much pace. Costanzo unable to control it, and it'll be a Blues ball. Bernal cutting inside. Good reverse ball into the path of Cortez. Cuts it back, but puts it right into the arms of a grateful Gilstrap. 24-year-old was trying to seek out that far corner, just didn't get his foot around it. Seaman. Brought down by Angelo. 25-year-old Colombian weaving his way through midfield. Vincent, the rookie out of the University of Charleston, plays it to the far side. Costanzo on the overlap. He won't find it, though, as it's back to Angelo. Angelo, long drive. Well, it had Wozinski beat, but also drifting just past the far post, and the center referee is saying that that's a corner kick, and if that's the case, that's a tremendous save from Wozinski. So I don't think anybody was expecting Angelo to shoot, but he stepped into one there. And Wozinski getting a very important touch. So 25th minute, third corner kick of the game for the Pittsburgh Riverhounds, trying to break the deadlock here at Titan Stadium. Dahlman's corner skips all the way through. Looks like it's going to be a long throw the way they're setting up here, Riverhounds. 3 players in the box. Dahlman and Vincent also making their way in. As Miller dominant in the air. Russell wins the second ball and the third one as well. Costanzo steps in. Looking through Costanzo, and Wozinski puts his hands down as that shot was always rising, and it will be a goal kick for the Blues. But the Riverhounds starting to come into this game here in the 26th minute. So they've created the only 2 chances of note here at Titan Stadium, with first Angelo's drive from just outside the box being tipped just around the post by Wozinski, and then that shot high from Costanzo. Cortez wins the header. Finally brought down by Russell after a bit of head tennis in midfield, but it's going to be a free kick as it's called back by the center referee, Adrian Gonzalez. Dubois with the header. Russell. Pizarro. Good sliding tackle from Andrew Marshall. Well, he got all ball. I'm surprised that the referee has whistled for a foul for the Blues. Thought that was clean from the former Harrisburg City Islander. Andrew Marshall never shy of a tackle. Spends his winter playing in the indoor league. Costanzo on the far side. Amo. 2 number 7s battling at it and Russell wins out. Shea Spitz. Lopez coming very deep to receive that ball. Pettis. But once again, the Blues unable to make inroads through the midfield. Cutney cuts it out. Angulo. Amo came back from an offside position as the referee assistance flag goes up. It's the second offside against the Riverhounds this afternoon. Cortez able to flick it out wide to Kichi. Looking to cut inside, has Pettis making the overlapping run. Pettis didn't cut into the channel soon enough, and Pittsburgh able to clear. Dubois will come over to take this throw in. And instead, he's going to leave it off for Pettis. Pizarro. Seaman. A good pressure from Gonzalez, but nobody came over to take that outlet ball away from Seaman, and Pittsburgh able to play their way out of trouble. Vincent. 22-year-old Liverpudlian, grew up playing in the Everton Academy. Talked to him today, said he would have woken up at 5 o'clock Pacific time to watch the Merseyside Derby, but their hotel didn't have Fox Soccer. I asked Vincent as well, being an Everton fan, if he would rather that Everton didn't make it into the top four and play in the Champions League but beat Liverpool twice, or rather they made it into the Champions League but didn't beat Liverpool. He thought about it for a long second and said, you know what? It doesn't matter. Liverpool will always think they're better than Everton. So it just gives you an idea, insight into that rivalry as that ball clipped in but cleared the way. Costanzo will usher this ball out of bounds. It'll be another goal kick for Hunter Gilstrap as we're beyond the half-hour mark here at Titan Stadium. Still 0-0 between the LA Blues and the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. Pittsburgh head coach Justin Evans saying before the game that his biggest concern was his team's defense, staying very compact, keeping everybody within the 35-yard span, both from the defender to the forwards and from the outside midfielder to the other outside midfielder. And so far they've done just that, and they've kept the Blues from playing the ball on the ground through the middle. They've also done a good job of not allowing the Blues to play around the outside of them, as the outside backs haven't really ventured forward with as much gusto as they normally do. So credit to Pittsburgh for being compact and keeping their positions. As you can see perfectly right now, that 4-4-2 for Pittsburgh with the two forwards pressuring up top and the two banks of four behind them. Justin Evans also told me that he was really happy with that point against Phoenix. He said they gave up another early goal, but they did an excellent job to fight back, really showed the resolve and character of his side, and he thinks that's a sign that's going to show him that they're going to be okay, especially if they can continue to take 1 point on the road and get the wins they need to at home. So that 7-game home stretch coming up is going to be huge for the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. But right now, looking for their first win on the road and of the season, the Pittsburgh Riverhounds, as they're tied 0-0 with the LA Blues and at the moment have the better of the possession. Another offside, third time against the Riverhounds that they've drifted beyond the back four. That's doing a very good job for the Blues to step up in unison. That's something actually that the LA Blues themselves had been working on after their 3-game road trip. Did well enough with that 3-1 win versus Phoenix, but had trouble stepping up in a line in the matches against both Orlando City and VSI Tampa Bay, and it cost them as they gave up 6 goals in those 2 games in a pair of 3-2 losses. Vincent, 22-year-old, gets it off to Cutney. Seaman wants the ball in the league, but it looks like Flanders going to have to go to the other side with it. Marshall's the safety valve, and it opens up space on the far side for Costanza. Good job by Dubois just to get on that right side of Amo and not allow him to get to the ball. So the 24-year-old Ghanaian has made some great runs early on, but Dubois and Miller have done a good job to keep him in Angelo and check up top. Seaman, Cutney. Oh, silky turn from Vincent on the Cruyff. A beautiful ball floated into Costanza, but he's just offside. Fourth time already that Pittsburgh have been whistled offside inside the first 35 minutes. It's the Blues getting ready to make an early substitution. You wonder if this is tactical or there's a player that's struggling. Just waiting to see who it is coming out. And it's going to be Juan Perez Bernal, and you have to wonder if that has something to do with the ankle injury he suffered in the first game. And a dejected Bernal walking off as James Turner is going to come in for him. That means Shea Spitz is going to go up top on the right side of that front 3. And Turner is going to come in for him at the outside left back position. So Spitz, who started that 4-0 win up top in that front 3 against the Wilmington Hammerheads, started today in the outside left back position, but with Bernal unable to continue due to his ankle injury, Spitz is going to go back up top and Turner is going to come in for him. And hopefully Turner can get something going from an LA perspective, as without Hall in the lineup, really no outside back getting forward. Charles Petty on the far side has been very conservative in picking and choosing his times to go forward, which isn't always a bad thing. So you have to be careful here as Damel getting on the other side of him, Dahlman rather getting on the other side of him, but offside once again. Lopez. Well, in the games that the LA Blues have dominated, especially here at Titan Stadium, Lopez and Russell have seen the majority of the ball coming back to interchange passes and find it every single time they get a chance. But so far in this one, Pittsburgh haven't allowed either Lopez or Russell to have a sniff of it. I think the two of them need to get closer together and start combining. Turner. His first contribution of the game is to win it back for the LA Blues. And you can see how quickly Turner gets forward. Got his first assist and his first professional point against the Wilmington Hammerheads as he crossed it in for Shea Spitz to score the game-winning goal in the 5th minute for that 4-0 rout. Turner, the rookie out of UC Irvine, coming in today in just the 35th minute after Kichi unable to continue. And that's a big blow for the LA Blues. I know how badly Jesus Rico Sanz was working to get Kichi back into the starting lineup to have him for the full 90 minutes. It looks like the gamble backfired today on Jesus Rico Sanz, as a substitution already had to be made within 35 minutes for the LA Blues. Russell wins the throw-in. First corner kick of the game for the Blues in the 38th minute. Looks like Shea Spitz will take. It's the cavalry coming up from the back. Dubois and Miller both getting in on the action. 6 players in the box waiting to get on the end of this for the Blues. The biggest thing is that the corner clears the first defender, And it does. The header from Cortez misses it. Falls to Russell, trying to get to the byline. And Vincent able to get a touch on it. And it will be another corner kick from the Blues. We'll do it again just from the other side. Corner kick in the 39th minute. Blues looking to break the scoreless tie. Gilstrap came out with authority. And just thumped to safety by the Riverhounds. And not a confident touch from Pettis. Seaman. One back by Lopez. Russell. Pizarro. Another miscue from Pettis gives the ball back to the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. Across way too deep as the chance goes begging. Angelo on the far side with his hand up apologizing. Lopez coming deeper and deeper to receive that ball. Acting today as that link between the defense and the midfield. Playing in between the lines, as they say. As Pettis unable to keep it in the 40th minute. Chance of very few, half of very few chances rather so far. It's the two best opportunities falling to the visitors. Angelo from distance had a shot brilliantly saved by Carl Wozinski. And then Costanzo putting one over from distance as well. Other than that, though, the Blues on the other end haven't really even created anything of a half chance. Cutney getting forward once again. Good first touch to set himself up, but good tracking back by Cortez. 24-year-old thought the throw-in should have gone the other way. Good pressure from Alan Russell, winning the ball back for the Blues. And this will be a goal kick for Wozinski as we're inside the final 5 minutes of first half normal time. Mark Serba with you here on USL Nation. Hope you're enjoying our coverage of USL Pro Soccer. The LA Blues looking to keep pace at the top of the table with Orlando City. Now the Pittsburgh Riverhounds looking for their first win of the USL Pro season. It's been a tough go for Pittsburgh, though. This is their 7th game of the season, and 6 of those 7 games have been on the road. So you can't read too much into their early form, Pittsburgh. Angelo creates that half yard of space, but it's quickly closed down by Dubois. Gets an important touch, but it'll be another corner kick for the visitors in the 42nd minute. Yellow jerseys pouring into the 18. So far, the Blues have won all the aerial battles, and they will once again through Cortez. Gonzalez. Now Cortez joins the party. Too far ahead of Shea Spitz. Mike Seaman in his first year with the Pittsburgh Riverhounds after 3 seasons with the Seattle Sounders. Angelo. Colombian looking to play it through. Alma wasn't making the run. Wozinski finds the ball at his feet once again. Former USL Pro Player of the Week, Wozinski, for his tremendous effort in that shutout against the Orlando City. The LA Blues had Mirshad Momeni selected to the Team of the Week this time around, but Momeni is out with an injury. Turner. Gonzalez. Lopez, the USL Pro assist leader, gets it out wide to Pettis. Pizarro wants in on the act, but Pettis instead plays it in. And cleared away by Flunder, and it's an important clearance as well because Shea Spitz was lurking. So the Blues with their third corner kick of the match in the 44th minute of play. Dubois and Miller up in the box once again. Gonzalez, Russell in there as well. As that's a good ball swung in. Miller got ahead to it, but it will just trickle out for a goal kick. Best half a chance of the game for the LA Blues so far. As Pittsburgh would love to go into the locker room, tied at 0-0 at halftime. Gilstrap taking his time with a sip of the water. Cortez wins the header. Flunder to the second ball. Good run from Spitz, and Cortez finds him on the far side. Spitz squares up to Costanzo. Oh, another lovely move from Spitz. Still going Spitz. Needs to get it off his foot. Finds Pettis. Oh, floated into the box, but perhaps a bit too much put under it. But once again, you see Spitz not afraid to take players on one-on-one. Russell floats it in the box, cleared away before Cortez could get there. Right to Lopez. Final 10 seconds of first half normal time. Can't imagine there'd be too much stoppage time. Really, only that one substitution causing any sort of delay in this first half. Russell looking to make inroads. Oh, that's a smart ball pulled back, but nobody getting on the end of it. And that will do it. No injury time needed, as a half of very few chances ends 0-0 between the LA Blues and the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. LA hasn't really gotten their passing game going, but credit that to the Riverhounds, who have been very compact here in this first half. So both teams making their way to the locker room. 2 points in 2 away games would be very good for the Pittsburgh Riverhounds heading back to Pittsburgh to start that 7-game homestand, which includes a game in the US Open Cup, as it's going to be the one of just 4 USL Pro teams who have to play in the first round. But so far at halftime, it's the LA Blues and the Pittsburgh Riverhounds tied at 0-0, as neither side has been able to figure out each other's defense. And we're going to take a break here on USL Nation, but when we return, we'll have all the second half action. Stay with us here at halftime. It's 0-0 between the LA Blues and the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. Both teams back on the field here at Titan Stadium. A pretty stale first 45 minutes. Pittsburgh Riverhounds will be very happy with it. They were very compact. They created the better chances. We're stronger going forward. For the LA Blues, if you're Jesus Rico Sanz, I think you need to tell your team, need a lot more energy, need to get closer together, and need to pass the ball a lot more. The outside backs also need to get further forward. But so far, 0-0 at the break. Pittsburgh Riverhounds this season have had a knack for conceding late goals. We'll see what adjustments each team has made at halftime as we make our way back down to the field. We're on the verge of the second half kickoff here at Titan Stadium on USLNation.com, courtesy of Liquid Events TV. The second half coming up right now with the kickoff here at Titan Stadium. gets there first. Lovely inner passing from the LA Blues. Space for Cortez at the top of the box. Flashes it just wide of the near post, and Gilstrap getting a touch, so it's a corner kick for the LA Blues in the 48th minute. Their first genuine opportunity of the game, and they had to wait until early in the second half to get it. Fourth corner kick of the game for the LA Blues will be flighted in by Shea Spitz. It'll be an in-swinger from this near side. That's a good ball headed down, but right into the arms of a grateful Hunter Gilstrap. Once again, Gilstrap taking all 6 seconds, not worried about a quick distribution. Looking up top for Angelo. Rodrigo Lopez. Alan Russell. Cleared away by Flunder. Flicked on by Gonzalez. Marshall with the clearance. Marshall steps in as well, and that's a better ball for Marshall. Last time just stumped it clear. This time played it with a purpose. Charlie Pettis will come up to take this throw in. Dubois. Oh, and a missed pass from Dubois. Wozinski gets there first. Otherwise, the substitute Arteaga would have been in. Angelo. Off to his countryman, Arteaga. And the Colombians offside. Both Arteaga and Angelo joining this season from the New York Red Bulls. Angelo making just one appearance for the Red Bulls last season in a friendly against the Tottenham Hotspur. But if you're going to play in a game, I think that's the team you'd want to play against. Andre Villas-Boas's side still chasing the Champions League in England. And Dahlman wins the throw-in. That's a good ball up top. No offside on a throw-in, so the flag stays down. Arteaga. Back to Dahlman. 28-year-old picked his head up and realized Costanzo was the best option. Well cut out by Pettis. That ball searching for Matt Dahlman. The man has football in his blood. His dad played at Portland State. And his grandfather, Roderick Welsh, played in the English First Division with both Portsmouth and Port Vale. So Matt Dahlman, who's played in both Germany and Denmark, comes from a long line of successful footballers. Pettis. Dahlman keeping a watchful eye on him. And Pettis perhaps a bit too long on the ball. Almost put Dubois in an awkward situation as Pittsburgh wins it back. Arteaga was offside, though, so he can't chase it, and will be a throw-in for the Blues. '56th minute, and still 0-0 between the Pittsburgh Riverhounds and the LA Blues. Neither side conceding an inch so far. Costanzo looking for space. Well won back by Angelo. Dahlman. Space up top. Arteaga was trying to curl it. Corey Miller getting in a block. It's a 2-on-2 going the other way. What can Shea Spitz conjure up here? Spitz working against Flunder. Saw the goalkeeper off his line. Not a bad idea. Execution just a bit off in the end. It'll be another goal kick for Hunter Gilstrap in the 52nd minute. Pettis. The offside flag is up. And once again, the Blues, rather looking more direct, haven't really been able to connect along the ground so far in this game. And that's more like it. Spitz weaving pretty patterns through the midfield once again. His long distance blast is blocked. Gonzalez, he has a bit of space, gets it onto his favorite left foot. Got good contact on it, but right at Gilstrap, who will take it easily. Excellent punt from Gilstrap. Corey Miller recovered well, and Wozinski will clear it to safety. Flicked on by Cortez, but Gonzalez late in arriving. Costanzo got there first. And this time Arteaga is onside if he can get there before Pettis. Beautiful back heel. Dahlman's there, gets inside of Russell. Dahlman working his way to the byline, picks up his head, puts it back. It's Angelo. Pettis with an important block. Still not out of the woods yet, the Riverhounds. Or the LA Blues, rather. Now a chance to counter through Spitz. On his bike, Shea Spitz only has Gonzalez to pick out. Oh, and just a bit more pace on the ball, and it would have found him, but Marshall getting back well. However, Shea Spitz has been the most dangerous player going forward for the LA Blues this afternoon. James Turner getting forward once again. One of the biggest surprises to me was that Matt Hall didn't start in the outside back position. He gets forward at every opportunity. I wouldn't be surprised to see him in the second half. As the long throw comes in, is cleared away. Lopez. Lopez and Russell haven't seen as much of the ball as they normally do. They're the ones who usually dictate the pace and rhythm of the game for the LA Blues in the midfield. And the more they see of the ball, the more dominant the Blues are. I think that's a big reason that Pittsburgh has had their number so far here today, as we're still scoreless 10 minutes into the second half. Pettis getting around. Who did hit off of last? Pizarro in the assistant referee's point of view. So it'll be another goal kick for Hunter Gilstrap, the 30-year-old who joined in 2010 from the Cleveland City Stars. Another excellent ball from Gilstrap right to one of his players. However, it's Spitz once again leading the attack along that three-man front line. Gonzalez. Spitz. Gonzalez was offside. Good awareness from Spitz. And he'll win the corner kick as he tried to send that cross in. Rodrigo Lopez will come over to take instead of Shea Spitz on this occasion. As this one played in away from Gilstrap, Dubois got a header on it. Russell sends it back in. Gonzalez! Cortez, rather, just couldn't put his header down. Frustration on the face of Chris Cortez. He rose like a salmon, but just couldn't put that back off the turf. Could see he wanted the downward header, perhaps just mistimed it a bit, but that was the best chance for the LA Blues coming in the 57th minute. And Gilstrap rather putting that ball right in the middle of the box. Usually you see it placed right on the corner. However, his distribution has been excellent. As his last three kicks, the first one was a punt. He line-drived it right to the foot of a teammate. And his last two goal kicks have been right on the head of a forward. However, Pittsburgh have been unable to do anything with it, as the first ball not brought down or flicked on well enough for the second man making the run through, and the Blues been able to win the second ball as Marshall going in rather recklessly, and the free kick will go the Blues' way. They want to play it quickly, but Gonzalez is still down. Russell looking for the early ball in, goes off of Flunder. It'll be a throw, and as Gonzalez is up, but he's still struggling. And now we are going to see Matt Hall, the 25-year-old, coming in. Matt Hall with 2 assists this season, buccaneering outside back. Loves to get forward, and he will replace Charles Pettis. And Hall's first touch a bit too over exuberant. Hall plays with a lot of speed, but he does settle into games. I think that's a good substitution from Jesus Rico Sanz. Dahlman was looking to make the run, but rather played right at Dubois. Russell. Perhaps Russell just wanted to get his charges forward. As Hall wins it over Dahlman. Vincent. Pressure much better from the LA Blues in the second half, and they win it back through Cortez. Cortez's delivery a bit flat, but Russell wins it back in midfield. Scotsman gets it off to Dubois. This is Hall. That's a better touch from him, bit more subtle. Good defending from Costanzo. And Dubois will get it back to his keeper, Wozinski. Wozinski with 6 saves in the 4-0 win over Wilmington. As the offside flag is up. And Wozinski with 2 big saves this afternoon. Didn't have to worry about it there. But a bad giveaway in midfield from the LA Blues, and that's something that they're going to have to be careful in the rest of the game as we're on the hour mark here at Titan Stadium, still 0-0 between the LA Blues and the Pittsburgh Riverhounds here on USL Nation, courtesy of Liquid Event TV. The Blues content to build out of the back. Corey Miller. Hall. And there's Hall getting forward. Lopez will try and find him. Instead, it's off to Cortez. That gives Cortez the option to cut inside. It's the Blues trying to stretch the field, trying to make inroads in this very tight Pittsburgh Riverhounds defense. Tackles flying everywhere in midfield, but the referee keeps his whistle in his pocket. Now Dahlman, a chance to get forward in the 61st minute. Last touch a bit too heavy, but the Riverhounds able to maintain possession through Malta Galvan. Marshall. Vincent. 22-year-old Englishman unable to find Malta Galvan. Seaman. Continued his run, but Dubois read it well. Good job to step into the passing lane from the center back. Free kick whistled in midfield for a high boot. Justin Evans on the touchline, not at all happy with that call. Referee Adrian Gonzalez wants the ball played at the exact spot of the foul. Quickly taken to Dubois. Hall. One thing that the Pittsburgh Riverhounds has done so well is with Dahlman playing so high up, it's hard for Hall to get forward. And if Dahlman stays up, then Hall has to recover very quickly at every opportunity. So as much as I've talked about how the Blues haven't got their outside backs forward as much as they usually do, credit the Pittsburgh Riverhounds with noticing that from the footage beforehand and playing their wingers a lot higher, forcing the LA Blues outside backs to be a bit more conservative in this game. Pizarro. Cortez looking for his third goal of the season. If he can find it, he tied George Davis at the top of the LA Blues scoring charts. This one in for Gonzalez, and Flunder getting back will clear it out for a corner kick. '63rd minute and a chance for the Blues from the set piece. As once again all the tall trees from the back getting forward in the form of Adrian Dubois and Corey Miller. Miller already has a goal this season from his center back position. This one sent in, looking for Dubois. Headed away by Mota Galvan. Russell to take the throw-in. Pizarro. Unable to split the defense. Angelo looking to lead the counter. Only two players going forward, and Angelo has to pull it back and then plays it behind Vincent. Can Shea Spitz take advantage? Good ball into the channel for Cortez. Marshall coming over, and that's an excellently timed sliding tackle. Hall trying to get forward once again, but not given the space on this near side. Pizarro, former Kansas City Wizard, looking for space. Shea Spitz pops up into the pocket, but instead it goes to Russell. Floats it outside for Turner. Lovely header into Spitz. He has a lane. Gilstrap got down well. Spitz trying to pick out that far post. Gilstrap had his angles covered. And that was the most golden opportunity that the Blues have had so far through the first 65 minutes. It remains 0-0 here at Titan Stadium. As Pittsburgh would be looking for just their second clean sheet of the season since the opening day 0-0 draw at the Richmond Kickers in the Virginia Capitol. As this ball played through, Marshall bodied off by Gonzalez, and Gonzalez will be whistled for the foul. Well, the crowd not at all happy with that. Looked like both players were grabbing and pulling just as much. But in that situation, you always feel like the tie's going to go to the defender. Turner's header in the wrong direction. Miller trying to get there before it goes out of bounds, and he's just going to smash it out to waste some time so that more LA Blues players can get back behind the ball. Stalemate here at Titan Stadium in the 66th minute. Another offside against the Riverhounds. And the visitors about to make a substitution. It's 23-year-old Ryan Kinney getting set to check in. And it looks like Kinney's going to replace Dahlman. So Dahlman's night is done, and on comes Kinney, who spent last year with Connecticut's Cruz Azul FC. Spent 2011 with New England Revolution, the 23-year-old Kinney. Hall. In his favorite position forward. Gets the overlap from Russell. He's been centering in dangerous balls all afternoon. Cortez missed it. It bounces behind him. And Marshall will clear to safety. Pizarro. Ooh, and that's a heavy challenge. It's going to be the first card of the afternoon. It's a yellow card for Flunder. surprised that Mota Galvan hasn't gone in the book because he came right up to the ref and was screaming in his face. As once again, Shea Spitch creating trouble off the dribble. So free kick from a very dangerous position for the Blues. Not necessarily the best shooting angle, but a chance to float this ball and look for it to be either clipped right toward the penalty spot or the back corner of the 6. However, you don't want it to be too deep, as Hunter Gilstrap will get on the end of anything inside of his 6. So interesting to see what the Blues can conjure up here from the set piece. As the ball whipped in, Cortez is there. Gilstrap got there first, has complete control of his box, especially inside that 6-yard area. Mota Galvan. Kinney with his first touch. Good overlap from Costanzo. Angelo takes it instead. One-on-one against Hall. Cortez coming back to double. Good defending from Cortez. And the offside flag is up. And Matt Hall acknowledging the excellent work of Chris Cortez to come all the way back from his forward position. That ball well over the head of Shea Spitz. There'll be a throw in for the Riverhounds in the 69th minute. Still 0-0 here at Titan Stadium. The Pittsburgh Riverhounds looking to take their first ever points off the LA Blues, as they are 0-3 all time in the last 2 years that these two teams have played each other since the Blues came into the USL in 2011. Hall getting forward. Smart ball at the top of the box. Well let run to Spitz. Spitz off the inside of the post. What a brilliant dummy from Gonzalez to open up that space for Spitz, and so unlucky is the Hong Kong native. Now Spitz, born in Hong Kong but has a U.S. passport. So close to scoring his second goal in as many games. Hall, another good ball in. Hall starting all these moves since he's come in from the outside back position. This time Cortez can only push it out of bounds, so it'll be a goal kick in the 70th minute for the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. But so far the best chance of the match coming off the foot of Shea Spitz as he hit the inside of the post, cutting inside and then beating Gilstrap to his near post. However, the woodwork is often the goalkeeper's best friend. As Mota Galvan continues to jaw at the referee. Here's Mota Galvan. California native off to Costanzo. Former Maryland Terrapin flights it in, and the offside flag is up once again. And even though it wouldn't have counted, another good save from Wozinski. I have to feel that if Wozinski can keep up his form and continue to have the season that he's having, MLS clubs might come calling for a loan deal at the end of the USL Pro season. 24-year-old keeper was drafted by the Chicago Fire out of the University of Alabama, but didn't see any time for the MLS club. So this time the push in the back will go against Nelson Pizarro. So once again, that three-man midfield hasn't really been able to assert themselves on this game for the LA Blues, as it's still scoreless entering in the 72nd minute of play. After this, the Riverhounds heading home to their new Hallmark Stadium for a 7-game homestand, including a U.S. Open Cup tie on May 14th, as they are just one of 4 USL Pro clubs who have to play in the first round. Oh, and a good opportunity. And is that a foul at the top of the box? Corey Miller very upset. He felt that it was a dive. In the end, just a goal kick for Wozinski. Turner sends it forward. Goes beyond everybody to Gilstrap. Wonder if Jesus Rico Sanz will make any more changes. He's made 2 already, was forced into 1 in the first half as Perez Bernal went off injured. And on came James Turner for him. Shea Spitz moving up into the attack, and then after that, Matt Hall coming in for Charlie Pettis. Russell. Cortez. Hall sprinting forward to provide the width. Costanzo policing him. Not enough pace on that pass from Hall. Cortez able to win it back. Good turn away from Costanzo. Last touch a bit heavy though, and it goes out of bounds for an LA Blues throw-in. Strong challenge coming in from the 23-year-old Kinney. Pizarro looked like he wanted to hit it, instead settles. Top of the box for Spitz. Has Turner on the far side, but instead Spitz elects to come back with it. Lopez with the shot, deflected out of bounds, will be a corner kick for the LA Blues, as they're looking to break the deadlock in the 74th minute. Five players waiting to get on the end of this corner kick from Shea Spitz. In-swinger played, and Gilstrap was able to get a punch to it. And in the end, he wins the free kick as he was clattered into. Once again, the 30-year-old with complete control of his box. Only one time did he stay on his line, and Chris Cortez just missed the header. A goal was gaping, but he was unable to direct his header downward. Instead, it went over the net. So the LA Blues have been the more dangerous side in the second half. But it was all Riverhounds in terms of chances in the first. Pizarro. Russell. Flunder with the header. Seaman on the far side. Vincent. Neatly brought down in midfield. Motagalvan with a good turn. Heavy challenge from Hall. Good strength from Kinney to keep the ball for the Riverhounds. And Corey Miller showing his dominance in the air. Space for Lopez. Into the channel for Spitz if he can catch up to it. Spitz, that's a good one-time ball. Gonzalez is there. Just wide of the far post. Gonzalez didn't get the power behind he wanted on it. In the end, couldn't direct it goalwards either way. But once again, it's that running from Shea Spitz. So dangerous on the dribble or when he cuts into that channel on the far side. He's been the catalyst for most of the Blues' important moves this afternoon, as we're inside the final 15 minutes here at Titan Stadium and still goalless between the LA Blues and the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. Good communication from Turner. Pizarro. Spitz once again. This time a bit too heavy of a touch. Gonzalez. Out wide for Hall, on his bike. Good cutback, Russell. Steps past Costanzo. Can't get by Kinney. Russell needs to be careful not to foul here. Thought that ball had gone out of bounds, stopped playing, and that will give Kinney the chance to clear. Angulo. Textbook one-on-one defending from Rodrigo Lopez. Oh, and a bit of extracurriculars behind the play. And once again, it's Mota Galvan to get in the face of the referee, as Alan Russell's going to receive a talking to. Cortez. Ooh, and shouts for a penalty. Referee waves play on. I think Andrew Marshall did time his tackle to perfection, but it's always dangerous when you slide in the box. And now the ball through, and once again offside, this time against Arteaga. Head coach Justin Evans not at all happy with that, screaming all the way across the field at the assistant referee on the far side. Hall has only Costanzo to beat. Beats him for speed, but Costanzo recovers well. Does have to concede the corner kick. Oh, and now Hall and Costanzo going at it. Getting a bit chippy here at Titan Stadium. Cooler heads will prevail as Adrian Gonzalez, center referee, is going to have to keep a tight lid on this game inside the final 13 minutes plus. The ball played in. That's a better ball. Bouncing in the box. Russell meeting it on the far side. That's a good tackle. And now Pittsburgh looking to break. And really not enough urgency going forward to generate any kind of counterattack for the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. However, poor control in the LA Blues back line will gift the ball back to Pittsburgh in midfield, and now they can get players forward. Mota Galvan leaves it off for Seaman. Good defending from Corey Miller. Shea Spitz has drifted over to this right-hand side, switching positions in that top three with Chris Cortez. The top three in a 4-3-3 is always interchangeable, but this is interesting. See what Spitz can do here against Costanzo. Hall. Neatly brought down by Lopez. Into the channel for Spitz. And another perfectly timed sliding tackle from Andrew Marshall. Another brilliant move from Shea Spitz. And he wins the corner kick for the LA Blues. Spitz has been tremendous on the dribble this afternoon, electrifying in full flight. Such close control, especially with those feints. It's going to be another change for the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. It coming in is the 25-year-old Mike Seth. Seth will have now appeared in every game this season, joining the Riverhounds in 2010 out of Penn State Erie. So he replaces, I believe, Angelo. And Seth's first deal will have to be to deal with this corner kick as it's headed back down in the box. But the Riverhounds able to handle it. Hall. Spitz. Early ball in from Spitz. And Gilstrap will punch to safety. Mota Galvan getting a vital touch. Otherwise, Russell could have hammered that in one time. And that's a bit of retaliation from Arteaga. Miller inside the final 10 minutes at Titan Stadium, and still 0-0 between the Pittsburgh Riverhounds and the LA Blues. The Blues have been held scoreless just once this season, that and the 1-0 loss in their second match against VSI Tampa Bay. Can either team steal this one right at the death? Mota Galvan, Costanzo. Early ball into the box. Cleared away from Hall. Falls kindly. Poor shot in the end. Oh, and getting just enough on it was Wozinski. There was a player lurking at the back post. Would have been an easy tap-in had Wozinski not been able to force that out wide. Quickly taking corner. The Blues have been sleeping. And once again, an authoritative clearance from Corey Miller. The Riverhounds looking for their first ever point against the LA Blues in 3 years of play between these two teams. And that will be a free kick from a very dangerous position for Pittsburgh. 83rd minute now, and the Riverhounds seem to be changing the tide back into their favor. Jesus Rico Sanz preparing another substitution. It looks like it's going to be Sergio Valle Ortiz getting set to check in. Oh, and a free header in the box. Pittsburgh screaming for a handball. Referee not interested. That'll be a get-out-of-jail free card for the LA Blues as they win a free kick in their defensive end. The referee won't allow the free kick to be taken as he's going to bring on the substitution. Sergio Valle Ortiz checking in for Gabriel Gonzalez. Strong shift put in from the 25-year-old Gonzalez, but his night is done. Time to see if Ortiz can work any late-game magic. Riverhounds have been prone to giving up late goals. In a 2-game stretch earlier this season, they gave up goals in the 90th minute to lose 2-1 against the Harrisburg City Islanders, and then the next night lost to Dayton, or a week later, lost to Dayton 2-1 as well, giving up a goal in stoppage time. So the Riverhounds know that they have to defend for the full 90 minutes as they've learned their lesson earlier this season. So this time Hall's offside, despite a good ball in. Assistant coach John Rutz screaming at his Pittsburgh Riverhounds players, come on boys, everything you've got, everything you've got. As there's a player down in the box for the Pittsburgh Riverhounds, believe it's Andrew Marshall. So a chance for the players to get a quick sip of water here in the 85th minute. Time will be added on for this one as well as the trainer now being called onto the field. Next up for the Pittsburgh Riverhounds, they start their 7-game home swing against Phoenix FC Wolves on Thursday night at Highmark Stadium. Gorgeous venue in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Just one of 6 fields in the U.S. to be given FIFA's 2-star rating, the highest rating given out by the Federation International of Football Association. The LA Blues will fly over to Pittsburgh for a match on July 6th. Riverhounds looking to take another precious point on the road. Draw against Phoenix on Friday night, snapped a 4-game losing streak. Now 2 points in the last 2 games on the road would be huge for Pittsburgh as Gilstrap with some work to do here. Went down rather easily. The question is Cortez going to go into the book? Well, Gilstrap saying he took an elbow. And now Cortez being called over by the referee Adrian Gonzalez. Looks like it's just going to be a talking to. Well, Cortez saying that Gilstrap came in with his knee up, but that's what goalkeepers are taught. That's the technique to go up and catch a high ball. The goalkeeper's supposed to bring his knee up in order to protect himself. Heavy challenges flying in all over the place as Pizarro brought down to ground. Inside the final 3.5 minutes as David Bacall is going to make his second appearance of the season for the LA Blues. Bacall was a late substitute in the first game against the Phoenix Wolves. Then injured himself in training the next week and hasn't featured since, was an unused sub against the Wilmington Hammerheads, his first game back on the 18-man roster. So it's good to see that Bacall is back out there. Bacall, another one of the players bought over by Warren Barton, Jesus Rico Sanz from the San Diego Flash of the NPSL. This ball all the way back to Dubois. Will there be late game heroics by either side as it's still 0-0 in the 88th minute? Ortiz thought about the cross. Able to get some space beyond Costanzo, but can't beat the first defender. Cleared right to Spitz. Have to have the feeling that if anybody's going to break the deadlock, it'd be Spitz from a Blues perspective. A bit of a two-handed push from Ortiz. Somehow that one's not called as he brought Sate to ground. Bacall with his first touch since the first game of the season. Cleared away from Costanzo. Justin Evans imploring his players to get forward. Russell steps through the challenge. Well, the passes just haven't been crisp enough for the LA Blues this afternoon. Kinney. Russell atones for his earlier error. Unable to keep that ball in. Looks like the fourth official signaling that there's only going to be 1 minute of stoppage time to each bench. 1 minute of stoppage time, says the fourth official. And with all the substitutions and injuries, you'd think it'd be at least 3. That means just 2 minutes left. 1 minute of normal time and 1 minute of stoppage time here at Titan Stadium. Good sliding challenge from Bacall. And Shea Spitz came back from an offside position. Costanzo taking his time. The call along the field for the Pittsburgh Riverhounds is keep the ball inside the final 30 seconds of normal time. And Gilstrap, of course, will take as much time as he needs. Hall steps in. Russell. Can the Blues be the third team this season to inflict a 90th minute defeat on the Pittsburgh Riverhounds? Hall. Space for Ortiz. Floats it to the back post. Just over the head of Shea Spitz. Turner. Back in. Too close to Gilstrap. Into stoppage time now. Final 45 seconds. Plus anything else the referee adds on at his discretion. But this game seems to have had 0-0 written all over it. And it looks like that is the way that it might end here at Titan Stadium. The Pittsburgh Riverhounds doing everything that their head coach, Justin Evans, has asked from them from a defensive perspective. Oh, and Dubois with a huge header there. The Riverhounds have been so compact, so tight. Their positioning has been excellent all game. And they've made a Blues team that often dominates the midfield look rather ordinary at times. Ortiz, one last push as we've gone beyond the 91 minutes. And Ortiz runs out of real estate and it will be a goal kick. And that will do it. The Pittsburgh Riverhounds get their second clean sheet of the season. And it's priceless as it means it's 0-0 between the Los Angeles Blues and the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. Neither side able to pierce the back of the net this afternoon as it was really a midfield battle. Chances in the first half were more favoring the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. A couple of blasts from outside the box. The first one from Angelo, well saved from Carl Wozinski, and then Costanzo blasting well over the goal from 20 yards out. In the second half, Shea Spitz hit the inside of the post for the LA Blues, and a chance went begging as Chris Cortez at the back post was unable to put his header down with the goal gaping. But it is a point for both the Pittsburgh Riverhounds and the LA Blues, and a clean sheet for both sides as well. Carl Wozinski picking up his fourth clean sheet of the season. So it finishes the LA Blues 0 and the Pittsburgh Riverhounds 0. For all of us here at Liquid Event TV and USL Nation, my name's Mark Serber, reminding us to please follow us on Twitter at Liquid Event TV, at UNation, and at USL Pro. And please follow me on Twitter as well at Soccer Serber. Once again, it finishes at Titan Stadium, the LA Blues 0 and the Pittsburgh Riverhounds 0. Thank you so much for tuning in to USL Pro Soccer on USLNation.com.